Good old Mario Sunshine, man. I love that game so much. I miss so much things about that game. But how did we get to talking about Mario Sunshine again after just one picture? Doesn't make any sense to me. Hi, how you doing, guys? Via Gaming here again, and I got to thinking the other day. We were playing Mario Sunshine live on Twitch. Of course, I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 3 to 8 p.m. Pacific time. And I got to thinking, with all the rumor, gossip, and speculation coming out from that one picture from Mario Sunshine, I got to thinking, if they were to remake Mario Sunshine in HD for the Nintendo Switch, could it be the best rendition possible of an HD remake for Mario Sunshine? Could it actually be the best thing to happen for it instead of just porting it over to the Nintendo Switch? You know, there's so much great things you can take away from this game, just the graphics, the gameplay, but then there's also a few negative things that also came with this game. As amazing as it was when I grew up, it's a dated game now, and I'd like to see a lot of changes made to the game, so maybe a whole HD remake might actually do it justice instead. So let's dive in, guys. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the history of Mario Sunshine, what made that game so great at the time, and if there was an HD remake, what could make it better this time around. And in addition to all that, guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications for when we upload videos here at Via Gaming. We do upload videos constantly. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch. We are streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific time. We're very close to our first goal on followers, so help us go ahead and reach that goal. And also, in addition, last but not least, do not forget to follow us on social media. We have Twitter and Instagram. You can find us at ViaGaming3. That being said, let's dive in, guys.
Okay, hold ya. Move it out.
So let's talk Super Mario Sunshine, shall we? It was released in North America on August 26, 2002, which is about a good year after the Nintendo GameCube launched. It is the second of the 3D Mario platformers, second proceeding after Super Mario 64, of course. We did a stream on that as well. And this game is highly gratified for its coming-of-age graphics, for its coming-of-age gameplay mechanics, characters, so many things that made it so vibrant that we're going to talk about in the future. It is looked to be one of the most successful games on the Nintendo GameCube, selling over 5 million copies as of 2006. Though that being said, Nintendo does see this game as a bit of a failure. It didn't live up to the expectations that they were hoping for, bouncing back from Super Mario 64, which is completely understandable when you think about it, because the GameCube didn't even sell that well, and the fact that Mario Sunshine didn't sell that well kind of goes to show you what came out of it, right? Now, as of right now, if you were looking to play Mario Sunshine for yourself, you'd have to either have your own GameCube or Wii that's backwards compatible, and you'd have Mario Sunshine, GameCube controller, memory card, and bam, you can play it. It's not available on any virtual console anywhere. You can find some emulators on it, but you cannot find on any virtual console, including the Nintendo Switch. Now that's where I think that a HD remake would come in handy, absolutely. First, let's get a time about what's great about Mario Sunshine. The plot takes place on Isle Delfino. Mario, Peach, and new character Toadsworth arrive on Isle Delfino, and you see them on the plane in the intro, see them heading over there, excited to take a nice little vacation, when Princess Peach kind of notices here and there's another Mario somewhere in the scene. Turns out he graffitied the whole place. Mario is being held accountable for it because they think the sketch is him, and all of a sudden Mario is put in jail. Mario gets bailed out of jail. Mario's on probation all of a sudden. Mario's on probation, and he's asked to clean up all the mess that all the mess that Shadow Mario left, and clean up after him, restore life into Isle Delfino again. So Mario's put on probation, which is just the strangest thing, right? But oddly enough, it's such a great plot, and it's awesome, it's entertaining. It makes sense what goes on from start to finish, and surprisingly, I don't want to spoil the game. So if you haven't played it already, you're just amazed with what happened with the story. It just went somewhere you really didn't expect it to, and it's awesome. And with such a great story also comes great characters, a great setting. Isle Delfino is magnificent. It's in the shape of a dolphin. Every island has its own little flavor to it, its own little touch to it. So it's got a great touch to it. It kind of makes it feel like it's its own country, like you really believe it, like a Hawaii. Shout out to Hawaii. So again, all the maps have its own life. Every character has its own life. You have the Piantas, who are prominent in Mario games all the time. Toadsworth, you have the Nokis. Everyone has their own dialogue. Piantissimo. Everyone has their own dialogue. Everybody has just great little stories and character dynamics about them. Even the bosses are super memorable. You have Petey Piranha, King Boo, of course, returning Bowser. You have Blooper. You have just so many bosses, so many characters that just fit into the story so well, and you're just excited about all that. In fact, the settings, characters are so great, you see them repeated in Mario games time after time again. It's a timeless classic. They're always remaking Isle Delfino in Mario Kart games, or in Smash Brothers, or you see Flood, Mario's new companion, in the Super Smash Brothers series. In addition to the settings and the characters, you have the brand new state-of-the-art GameCube controller, and playing with it, its new game controller mechanics is just amazing. For its time, of course. But you have a better grip of the control stick, and you have a C-stick now, so you get to control the camera a lot better. You have additional buttons, you have analog buttons for the triggers. The game just feels so much better played with this controller than Mario 64 does with its N64 controller. And finally, there's just so much to do in that game. You can probably easily put an additional 40 hours into that game, milk it for what it's worth, collect everything 100% that game. It's just such a fun game. But you know, in hindsight, that game was just perfect. It was phenomenal. But we recently started playing this game on stream, and it got me realizing there's a lot of things that can actually be fixed about this game. So the game could use a little bit of work. I did mention how great the controls were, but in reality, that C-stick, that camera control is probably one of the worst camera controls I've played in such a long time. As groundbreaking as it was for its time, it could have been so much better. It felt very rushed. The control just doesn't match with what you want to do. So your camera's just going all over the place, and it's inverted for whatever reason. I don't know who chose to invert it, but it just feels so strange inverted. And then Mario's too sensitive. That control stick is not analog enough. It's not like HD analog, but it's just like its new version of analog, where Mario can pretty much only walk if you tilt the control stick and sprint if you hold it. There's no in-betweens in that, and it's really difficult to get around places sometimes like that. So if we get an HD remake, I can see it playing on the Switch's Joy-Cons a lot better on the Pro Controller. So much better for sure. In addition, there are 120 shine sprites in this game, which is great, just like Mario 64. Except the biggest problem is it takes a lot longer to get these, and not for any good reason in particular. See, to begin, every episode of Mario Sunshine has its own gimmick. For example, there is one where you have to access a secret in the game, and in order to access the secret, you have to find a missing merry-go-round piece. So when you find that missing merry-go-round piece, turns out it's Yoshi. You need an orange Yoshi to ride him, take him to the merry-go-round, and he's that missing piece. Once you do that, you activate the secret. Great. It already takes a long time to get that Yoshi, but then on top of that, you have to go do the secret, which is also complicated. Another great example that we can have right here on screen is an episode in Rico Harbor called Yoshi's Fruit Adventure. Oh my god, that's frustrating. See, Yoshi's Fruit Adventure is very simple. Yoshi's gonna have a fruit adventure, meaning you get him a fruit and he has his own adventure. In this case, the gimmick is to spray down these fishes. They turn into platforms that move. You get Yoshi, you go through the platform, and you have to take Yoshi all the way, because once you get to the end, you realize there's a goop that only Yoshi's liquid can spray down. Makes sense, perfectly easy. Now, just to get Yoshi the fruit, he only craves, I believe they're durians, I can't really remember, but he only craves durians, and those are the spiky ones that Mario just doesn't want to grab. In order to even get that, you have to find the fruit tower. You have to get the hover nozzle, find the fruit tower, and ground pound it, and it comes out with fruit as like a roulette. You gotta hope you get the right durian sometimes. There could be other fruit that come out, and those are not the ones Yoshi wants at all. So that takes forever to just cycle through. From there, because it rolls, it can accidentally roll off. So even as you get the fruit, your durian rolls off back into the water. Annoying. From there you can't grab it, so you gotta hopefully kick it straight to Yoshi or run straight to Yoshi and hopefully he acknowledges it. We tried doing that on stream the other day and it took forever. It was such a nightmare. And then to add on to this fruit gimmick, Yoshi has to go to this whole obstacle course, make it to the end, tell Mario get that shine spray, right? See, but what happens if Yoshi falls? You don't just land on cement or concrete or any of that stuff. You land in water, and Yoshi hates water, and Yoshi dissolves when he hits the water. So he will die immediately if he hits the water. Then you gotta go through the whole fruit thing again. That fruit mechanic is awful. I do not like it one bit. That level in itself, if you don't get it down the first time, can take you upwards of like 40 minutes just to do that level. It's so frustrating. So here's my suggestion. What I think you should do is get rid of 2 different adventures that you can have in just one episode and just make it one mission. Take the Yoshi's Fruit Adventure. Say Yoshi just has the shine spray, you just have to get him the fruit. Or better yet, just take that whole gimmick out. Just let Yoshi get that fruit very easily. Let it be a banana, you can grab it and take it to him. And that's it, and banana spawn all the time. Lose that gimmick. From there, reward us for completing an obstacle course. For example, Isle Delfino, you have the secret that you can only access using Yoshi and taking him on this whole boat ride. I think that in itself is very difficult to do, and especially for a younger audience. So why not be that when you finally get to the island, you dissolve something and bam, Shine Sprite appears and you're done. And then maybe you could save that secret for like a secrets world or something like that. Think of it like Breath of the Wild's mechanics. Breath of the Wild, you can do shrines that are just super simple to the point because getting to the shrine was already difficult enough, or you find a shrine out in the open, you enter it, and it's a difficult shrine. That makes more sense to do than having double the mission. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't feel rewarding. Rather, you feel like you just finished a chore. So if you were to double up, that would mean that you'd have to get rid of some shine sprites, right? I know exactly which shine sprites you should get rid of. You should lose the blue bird mechanic and the yellow bird mechanic, the bird mechanic in general. It is frustrating to know that you find blue coins only by finding blue birds in each world. There's no specific amount of how many blue birds you find in each world, nor is there any specific amount of yellow birds that you find in each world. To take them down, you either gotta hose them down with your water, hose them down with Yoshi, or eat them with Yoshi. It's just a gimmick that I don't understand why it's in the game. It seems like a filler to me. I just don't like it. Lose that. It's something that no one wants to do. Trust me. Speaking of blue coins, see, the blue coins I don't have a huge problem with. For the most part, not all of them are something that I just don't want to do. But the biggest problem is, where are all these blue coins? It's scrambled throughout the whole game. There's no real official way to know that you've collected every blue coin unless you know you've collected 240 blue coins throughout the game. There's no guide to how many blue coins you've collected in a world. And even worse on top of that is there's blue coins per episode. So are there not only blue coins per aisle or per level, but also per episode sometimes. Makes it very frustrating for sure. So what I think would be the solution to this is there's the Z menu that you see on Mario Sunshine where you can kind of access which shines you've already completed. So it would be great if while accessing those shines, you also have a little menu on the blue coins, and you can see exactly, maybe they even give you hints as to where to find these. Like, this one's X marks the spot, or this one's X's and O's, or this one's triangles, or whatever the case is, you know, the little sprays that you have to spray down, or this one's the blue bird, or whatever the case is, you know. Have a description so you know exactly which ones you're missing, which ones are left. And then also maybe even improve on that Z map. I love the Z map, it's great. You have an logo of the map, but it'd be great if you can list on there, you know, what shine sprites I've already collected, hidden ones, give me hints or something like that, you know what I mean? Also, to wrap that thought up, some gameplay mechanics are also very clunky. Let's not forget the boats. Those are super frustrating. If you get to the final level, Corona Mountain, you have to get to the ending by spraying down some boats. Let's either lose that mechanic or make it much more simplified, because it is just an absolute pain. I'll tell you that right now. Now, in terms of what they could add into the game, let's talk about that for just a second. Multiplayer. Don't do it. Don't add it. No, I'm serious. Don't add multiplayer. This game's already good enough as it is. If remakes or any of those games are not getting multiplayer for no reason, don't add it to this one. It doesn't need it. What are we gonna get? Mario Sunshine Battle Royale? Mario Co-op? You can't even do Mario Maker 2 co-op well. And it's not a diss on Nintendo, it's just realistically, if we're gonna get a Mario Sunshine remake, I don't want it to be ruined by, you know, the online is not great, therefore this game is garbage. No, let's just focus on the adventure, okay? I spent way too long talking about that. If we remove some of those blue coins or some of those shines that I was mentioning, maybe we can add some more gimmicks, some new gimmicks that you can try out in each world. For example, maybe just a new obstacle course, maybe just a new secret, maybe just a new thing you got to do in each world. I don't know. I'd also like to see them add a new island. That'd definitely be interesting. I think they can add a new island, add its own little episode so they can create a whole new thing. Instead of making a full-fledged sequel, maybe they don't have enough ideas for that. Maybe they can just make a whole new island. 8 more stars, whatever the case is going to be. 8 more shine sprites, I mean. And bam, you all of a sudden have 150 shines. Maybe even add a few more to Aldolfino's airport, I don't know. And then also maybe even get a better reward for collecting 150. Now, it doesn't even need to be too much. It doesn't need to be like, oh, you get a brand new gimmick that gets you places. Or you get to, I don't know, use a hover nozzle to get to the next world. You know, nothing too gimmicky, maybe just a skin. For example, you do get the shades and the Hawaiian shirt combo when you beat Bowser the first time. So a gimmick like that, you know, add on an extra thing for Mario. Maybe even get Beach Mario like the picture that we saw above. Maybe that's what it was hinting to, huh? Maybe we can even get Green Yoshi from now on. We can toggle him on or off, or maybe a special fruit gets his Green Yoshi, and bam, all of a sudden we get Green Yoshi. There's no Green Yoshi throughout the game, so I think that'd be a great mechanic. I think it'd be a great gimmick. Heck, maybe you can even play as Luigi. I don't know, just something to give us that satisfaction that we finished 150 stars on top of just the icon. And then maybe even like a full-fledged camera mode, similar to like Mario Odyssey, so we can take some little snapshots of the game. It'd be really interesting, it'd be really nice. I think adding all these things in addition for Mario Sunshine's HD remake would not only make it its own official HD remake finally, like the fans have been asking for, but it also gives you a little satisfaction for having spent money on this game again. Likely the game's going to be $60 again for its retail price, but I want to make it a little bit worth it if that's going to be the case. And adding all these things together that we just talked about, I think would make worthwhile for a full-fledged remake. I think the fans would be satisfied, and I think Nintendo would be satisfied in their pockets, especially if they market it right. That'd be really cool. But anyways, enough of my thoughts. I want to know what you guys think. 3 questions for you if you guys can answer me in the comment section below. What do you think you can add to Mario Sunshine's HD remake to make it a better game, to make it a perfect game, or things you want to remove to make it a perfect game? Or maybe you just want Mario Sunshine 2 as a whole, would that be better? Or if they just did Mario Sunshine 2 instead of an HD remake, or both? And to wrap it up, what would you like to see remade in HD? Would you like to see Luigi's Mansion again, but in HD this time? Would you like to see Diddy Kong Racing, but instead of 3D or DS, it's Diddy Kong Racing HD? Would you like to see something like, I don't know, Banjo-Kazooie HD remake? Let me know in the comment section below. But once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna do one more send-off. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications for when we upload videos. We are uploading videos constantly. Don't forget to also check us out on Twitch. We are streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific time, streaming plenty of games. Mario Sunshine's absolutely one of them. We've done Mario 64, Call of Duty, Super Mario Maker, Smash Brothers. We've done a palooza of games at this point. And also don't forget to follow us. I update social media constantly. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at VGaming3. Looking forward to some great things by Nintendo. Once again, take care guys. Ciao.